Hi guys, so my name is Megan Brightwood and I am going to be starting a knitting podcast, and I am so nervous about it because even though this whole platform is really pretty up my alley, I mean I've been doing videos for a while and I've been knitting for a very long time, this is actually the first time that I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a knitting podcast, see how it goes. I know some of you guys have been requesting it, so yeah, here we are. This is gonna be it. So this one will be a little bit different because I did show a bunch of finished objects in a video, like my last video, which I'll link that below if you want to see it, but I'm not going to be going over any of those finished objects or anything like that. I'm going to purely be showing you what I've been working on this week. So just to kind of give you an idea of how long I've been knitting and kind of how I got into it. I started knitting either in late middle school or early high school, and I graduated high school in 2007. So it's been well over 10 years that I've been knitting. But I never really got into the knitting community online. I don't know what it was. In fact, back in 2012, I was actually told about Ravelry by one of my subscribers and kind of played with it a little bit, but I never really got too into it. So yeah, I'm definitely very, very new to the online knitting community, but I've been knitting for a very long time. So the big thing that really kind of made me decide, yes, I'm going to do a knitting podcast, is that I really started watching them. In fact, my favorite so far is Hey Sister. I've been watching their videos so much. I really love Tabby's idea of doing a completely homemade capsule wardrobe. I don't know if it's a capsule actually. That was my mind, because that's kind of how I like to do things, is I like to create a capsule wardrobe and then kind of work with that. And that is something that I've been talking about for a year or two and never really did it. So after seeing her, I thought, you know what? I'm going to actually try and do this. So I've got one project that I'm going to be showing you that's kind of the first of my winter capsule. I think I'm going to just kind of work with that and see where we go. Does that make sense? I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I've been knitting for a very long time, but I have not been on the online community. That was supposed to be the gist of that. Anyway, let's just go ahead and do finished objects. So like I said, the majority of my finished objects are over on my last video, which was a knit crate unboxing, so I'll link that below if you are interested in seeing that. But I did finish another project this week, and I might end up frogging it. And for those of you that do not know what that means, it basically means you rip it up. So it's like rip it, it sounds like a frog. Anyway, I made this little hat for Evelyn. It's got kind of a diamond cable and then a rope cable in the center, kind of flanked by more rope cables. And I really like how it turned out, because then I have these diamonds kind of going into a little row of stockinette here, and then that kind of shapes the crown. But I have this little gap here, which I could put a pom-pom on, but I don't really want to. And the other thing with this is that if you stick it on her head, I wanted it to be slouchy and it looks like the hat that Dopey wears from Snow White. So don't really like how that part turned out. I love the actual design itself, but yeah, I do have a little bit of work to do on that. And this was with Mrs. Crosby's steamer trunk yarn in Lagoon. I don't know if it's still available. I did get it from a knit crate and was just kind of playing with it a little bit. Like I said, I think I'm gonna up my needle size and try it again, but I really do like the way that it turned out. So I think it'll work out well when I try it again. So yeah, that is my first project. And then, well, I guess that's it for finished projects. I've had a week, so, you know, there's that. I did get quite far on a couple of other projects though. And hang on, I'm gonna take a sip of tea. I don't really like to eat or drink on camera, but I am getting kind of thirsty. It's clear that I'm nervous about this. So the tea that I'm drinking is just a Tazo tea, and it is a vanilla caramel chai. It smells really good. My brother-in-law actually got it for me, and this mug is from Hobby Lobby recently, so, you know, I like that. Okay, let's see, where's my first whip? Okay, So my first little whip is in this little project bag, and this is from Knit Crate this month. It's, oh shoot, what is the yarn? I think it's Artisan Yarns in Blueberry, and the pattern itself is the Bluebell Shawl by Melinda Neeser, and I can link that below. I think, maybe I can't. I don't know that it is on Ravelry actually, but yeah, it's a shawl, and so I've gotten done with the main portion that's just in stockinette there, and then the increases are little eyelets right down the spine and then on the edges here as well. You can't really see those quite as well, but then I did get started on the fun part, which is a really pretty like leaf sort of lace edging here. I'm really enjoying how that's working up, and oh my goodness, this pattern is intense because she goes through every single row. Right now I am on row 92, and it's like, that's what it says. It's not like a charted pattern or anything. It's just, you know, do this. And so it's kind of a little scary to try and stay with what row you're on, to try and not forget. And yeah, a little scary. I think there are 164 rows, so I'm getting kind of near the end, but I haven't been working on it quite as much as another project that I've been working on. So this other project is one that I've been eyeing for quite a while. It was from the Vogue Knitting Winter 2016-2017 magazine, and I actually got like the legit yarn for it, which was scary because it's not cheap, but I'm really liking the way it's turning out. So the yarn that I'm using is from the Fiber Company, and this is the Erin Moore in St. Clair. I know, this is like the color that I go for with everything. I mean, it practically just blends into me and my wall and everything, but yeah, I really like it. It's kind of a tweedy sort of yarn, if you can see it. It's an Aran weight, and yeah, I've really actually been enjoying working with this. It is a little scratchy, but I read online that if you wash it with like a baby detergent, then that will soften it up quite a bit. It is made with some cashmere in it. Yeah, okay, so it's 80% wool, 10% silk, and 10% cashmere. So it should be pretty nice once I wash that up. But yeah, I've been working on this hard, so oh dear, I need another sip of tea, sorry. So I did some of this a little bit out of order. So the first piece was the back piece, which that's what you're supposed to start with, and it looks like this. So it's going to have a raglan sleeve on it, and I love the cable detailing on here. It's kind of got like a diamondy sort of cable here, and then it's got that rope cable over here, and then on the inside of it, it's just reverse stockinette. So it's really pretty. I love that. But my favorite part of this sweater is actually the ribbing that was used. This is so pretty. If you guys have not seen this pattern, you're gonna die. So this is the ribbing on it. It's an eyelet cable that's worked into a rib. Is that not like the prettiest thing you've ever seen? I love that. So yeah, this is the back. That's completely done now, not blocked or anything, but it's finished. And then I have a sleeve done. So there again, it has that really pretty ribbing on it. And then it's got reverse stockinette all the way up. So there's no cabling on this. This was really fast and worked up. Yeah, like I said, worked up really quickly. And then I'm working on the front now, and I'm almost to the sleeve. I've got one more cable that I have to get done before starting the sleeve on that. But yeah, like I said, that was this week. So I feel like I've made quite a bit of progress on all of that. Like I said, this is going to be a different sort of video just because I'm kind of new to this, and a lot of my finished projects were in that other video. But so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what I have planned. So like I said, I want to do a capsule wardrobe that is completely handmade. So I want to start with the winter just so I have some time to plan and kind of work on that. And ideally what I would like to do is do a kind of capsule wardrobe for my entire family. So my entire family consists of me, my husband Joe, and then our almost 6-month-old daughter Evelyn. So by the time that she's ready to wear a winter capsule, she'll probably be close to the 12 to 18 month sizes. Right now she's in 6 to 9. So it would give her a little bit of wiggle room at least. So I do have one sweater planned for Joe. It's the Redford Sweater on Ravelry. I can link that below. I haven't decided on a color yet, so I'm still working on trying to figure out our whole color scheme. Like I said, this my sweater made of this St. Clair Erinmore is pretty much the color I go for a lot of times. This and a dark red. I could have made this out of a dark red, but I don't know. I wanted it in this color. So yeah, trying to figure out what I want to do for Joe. I'm kind of looking at either a dark green or a blue that's similar to this one, but I haven't fully decided yet. Or I could do a red. I don't know. I have no ideas at all. And I would say, you know, if you look at my Instagram and see my husband, tell me what colors you think are good on him, but he's really not, he's not one that likes to be, not exposed, but he doesn't really like to be in the public very much, if that makes sense. So yeah, you could try and find pictures of him. I will leave my Instagram linked below if you want to see that. I do have a lot of pictures of my daughter if you wanted to see her. But yeah, anyway, I did also find a sweater for Evelyn, and I'm so excited about this one. I ordered the yarn and it should be here Tuesday, I think. So I have to get my sweater done so I can get working on that right away. I'm so excited about starting this. So this is the Rowan Lear cardigan. And I don't know how well it's gonna show up on camera, but is that not the cutest thing ever? I love it. I'm going to be using the Rowan Superwash Wool DK, and I'm going to be using the colorway Gold. For some reason, neither Joe nor I can pull off like a mustard yellow or a gold or anything like that, but oh my goodness, Evelyn is so cute in any sort of like yellow. It's so weird. I don't know what it is, how her coloring is different from ours, but it's so cute on her. I love it, and I'm so excited to start working on this one. And yeah, so with that, so I've got, my sweater is pretty much, it should be done by the next time I talk to you guys, which hopefully will be in 2 weeks. Oh, and if you guys are wondering where Evelyn is, she is with my mom so that I could film in peace, and yeah, she's only gonna be gone for like an hour, so yeah, it'll be okay. It's my day off. Yeah, anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I'm almost done with my sweater, and then Evelyn's probably won't take very long, I don't think. I mean, it's small, she's a small child. And then I wanna start working on Joe's as soon as I figure out a color for it. I'm still so torn. I was looking at, oh shoot, what is it called? I don't remember the yarn that it's made out of. It is the one that is suggested is the one that I'm kind of looking at. And I think the colorway that I was looking at was Bird Book, but I'm not sure. And that one's kind of a greeny color. Let's see, what else did I want to say? Oh, so yeah, I have my sweater done. Evelyn's sweater is going to be starting pretty soon here. Joe's is in the works. And then we do have a cat named Cricket, and so I thought, you know what, I want to do something for him too. So I found a pattern for a dog bed, like a small dog bed. And Cricket does have a bed, but it's pretty old, it's very furry, and I've tried to clean it before, but his fur just sticks to it like glue. And so I think it's just time that he has a new bed. He's over here just zonked out. But yeah, so I think it's time that he has a new bed. So I'm gonna try and knit him up one of those, and then I don't know if I want to have it, he has his own little room that he sleeps in at night. Like he's so weird because he will go in his room and shut the door when it's time for him to go to bed. I don't know what it is, but that's what he does. So yeah, we'll have a bed in there for him, but I also want to have one in our living room so that like when we're just kind of hanging out in there as a family, then he can be down there, because he does really like to be a part of everything. He is a Bengal cat, so he's very, very social. So yeah, kind of looking at that. And then I have a lot in my head that I want to knit up. But yeah, the other one that I want to do is the boho blush shawl. Once again, I saw it on Hey Sister and I just fell in love with it. What was it? I think Tabby had made it out of a Madeline Tosh Twist Light. Does that sound right? I know it was in the colorway Astrid Gray, so I could definitely figure it out. But yeah, I really, really like that. But I don't know, maybe I should add a little bit of color since I've already got the, you know, basically ivory sweater going in. I'm not sure. So, wow, I can't believe that I've been talking for almost 20 minutes now. I don't think any of my videos have been quite that long ever. So that's a little different, I guess. I guess there's just a lot to talk about with knitting. I think that that's pretty much everything that, you know, I've been working on, that I finished, that I have, you know, in my head that I want to do next. But I did want to just kind of chat with you a little bit and kind of, I know you already heard that I started knitting, you know, back in middle school, high school, somewhere in there. But I did want to talk about how I got into it and why I was kind of drawn to knitting and kind of what my history was as far as that, if you guys have made it this far, because then you might be interested in it. So yeah, I started when my mom was actually the one that was trying to learn how to knit. She had borrowed a book like on how to knit from the local library and printed off a couple pages and was trying to figure out how to knit a purse, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was a felted purse that she made. And I got a hold of the instructions and was kind of like, you know what, I want to try to do this. So I don't ever tell her this, but I learned on her purse. So there are a couple stitches in that were because of me. That was how I learned. And then with that, I actually convinced her to get me a little skein of yarn, and I actually still remember it. It was a heavier, kind of a bulky, light purple yarn with little bumps on it, and very, very, very soft. And that was what I made my first scarf out of. And then after that, I wanted to make something else, so I decided to make a hat. And I really didn't have a pattern for that. I just kind of thought, you know what, it's basically a square, right? So then if I just kind of, you know, do that tube part, and then I can sew it up and that should work. And it did, it worked. It wasn't my favorite thing ever because I didn't do any shaping with it. I just made a little rectangle and then I sewed like an inch below, so it had like a little tassel-y thing sticking up. It was cute, but definitely not something that I would want to have forever. But yeah, I really, really liked it, and I kind of started to really like the idea of designing my own things. So I really like following patterns, but then I also like to design my own things as well. So with that, that was actually kind of my intro to like beauty and fashion and everything like that, because for those of you that don't know, that's kind of how I got my start here on YouTube, was that I kind of focused on like makeup and outfits and different things like that, particularly like my capsule wardrobes. I really liked those. So if you can kind of follow my logic here, I started with knitting, and then I really liked the designing aspect so much that I got into fashion, and then from there I got into makeup, and then that was when I started YouTube. So it's kind of been at the core of my entire time here on YouTube, even though I think I started doing actual knitting videos probably 2012-ish, I would guess. I'm not entirely certain. I am not a major YouTuber by any means. I kind of like my own little corner here. But yeah, so that's kind of how everything happened. I don't know if that made sense. Hopefully you were able to follow me. By the way, if you guys have not met Cricket, he's chilling here now. This is the big old Bengal. He's he was a kitten when I was first starting YouTube, which is crazy to think about. Yeah, you've been here for quite a while. He's, is he 5 years old this year? I think. But, oh, are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? But anyway, yeah, that's kind of my whole story, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this little podcast. I'm hoping to do it every couple weeks. That's kind of what I've been talking to my mom about. As I've said, she's kind of the one that provides childcare for me. So as long as that works, then that'll be kind of how we go about things. I should have way more to show you next time, like in 2 weeks, just because I've been knitting for quite a while, so I'm pretty quick. I've got quite a bit of turnover, and then Evelyn does fall asleep at like 8, and so I've got like 2 hours of good knitting and watching TV time. So yeah, I should have plenty of time to get more things to show you next time, but as for right now, I am going to get going, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you did, certainly give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, hit notifications, all of that, and if you have any suggestions as to how to improve this podcast, certainly let me know. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it on this channel or move it to another one. I don't know if it makes sense or what, but yeah, anyway, that's where I'm at, and I think that's everything. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!